Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call this meeting to order at 6 p.m. Can I get a roll call, please?
Michael Cashman.
Present.
Thomas Wood.
Here.
Barbara Hebert.
Here.
Charles Costick.
Here.
Dana Isabella is absent. James Coffey.
Here.
And Catherine Calucci is present.
Resolution 115, accept the minutes of the previous meeting.
Resolved that the minutes of March 16th of 23 and March 23rd of 23 be accepted and the reading of the minutes be dispensed with.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, is there any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution carries. Is there anyone seeking to provide public comment this evening? Seeing none, we will advance to resolution 116, the abstract.
Resolved that the abstract of audited claims number 5B-23 for $132,377.55, abstract 5B-23 prepays for the amount of $150,021.61, be received as reviewed by the audit committee, and the supervisor is hereby authorized to pay said abstract.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution is carried. Resolution 117, emergency action plan.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh had adopted an emergency action and fire prevention plan policy, last updated on June 16th of 2014, and wishes to update the current policy to comply with current law and regulation. And whereas indicated by the attached draft policy, the town board has reviewed the existing policy and recommends that revisions be made. Therefore be resolved that effective this date, the town of Plattsburgh's emergency action plan policy be revised, effective immediately, and be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be attached, revised emergency action plan policy be given to all department heads and the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, any discussion?
I'd just like to say thank you to the safety committee, especially Scott and Jody.
Yeah.
Put a lot of work on this. This really needed to be updated. There will be a couple of meetings with the team, and then we will be working with the area fire departments on some drills. So.
I echo that, Chuck, because, you know, this is something OSHA requires us to do too, so it's important, so, yeah.
We're back online.
Yeah, it's good to see that.
Yeah, I would say that we've been doing a lot of professional development with the team, but also, you know, part of our work is going back and looking at policies, but I want to use one example, is we've been doing some different signage towards the back of the parking lot, on the court side. You may have seen a sign, and it's a simple meetup point sign. So if people are here visiting, and we tell them that you need to go to the meetup spot because we do a lot of trainings for outside state agencies are here. So it's just delineating things in such a way that makes it a little bit less, you know, oh, where do I go? You know, it's like, obviously, if you're in a room, you know, doorways are kind of an exit sign, but you still have those types of signs to guide and help and assist. And Steve Waldron also has been kind of working in partnership with Scott. So more to come on this. So some good stuff. So, and thank you, and Chuck and everybody that are participating in the safety committee. Anything further? Seeing none, all those in favor please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution is carried. Resolution 118, 2023, a budget amendment.
Whereas the town may need to amend the 2023 budget to reflect changes in revenues and expenditures during the year, and whereas the budget amendments will be offset from existing fund balance or additional revenues, therefore be resolved that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh authorize the following budget amendment as attached, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, Wood, is that a second?
Yes.
Okay. Discussion, seeing none. All those in favor please say aye.
Aye.
Sorry, the only reason I keep looking at my phone is I don't have a watch on today, and we have a public hearing that we're moving forward with this evening, so advance over to that. The town of Plattsburgh Town Board semi-monthly meeting, public hearing, May 17th, 2023. The meeting was called to order at 6 p.m. by the presiding officer of the Town Hall on Banker Road. Further notice is hereby given the Town Board of the Town of Plattsburgh will meet, hold public hearings hereon at the Town Hall located at Banker Road in the Town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Wednesday, May 17th, 2023 at 6:05 p.m. prevailing time in relation to the reconstruction of New York Road, including pedestrian walkways, bike lanes, and associated storm water improvements. Tonight, we will accept written comments into the record for the hearing and open the hearing to the floor for public comment. Can I get a motion to open the public hearing?
So moved.
Bert, Wood. Is there any discussion on that item? Seeing none, can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes. We will officially open the public hearing at 6:05 p.m. At this time, I would accept any written comments in the record of the hearing. Has the clerk's office received any written comments?
We have not.
Okay, my office has also not received any written comments to be submitted into the hearing. At this time, we will leave the floor open for comments from the floor. We'll continue to proceed with the rest of the materials, and we'll go back to the public hearing. Resolution 119, request for Greg Grinnell to attend the 2023 Highway School.
Whereas it is in the best interest of the town highway superintendent to remain current and informed concerning changes in regulations, therefore it is resolved that Greg Grinnell, highway superintendent, be allowed to attend the annual school for highway superintendents, co-sponsored by the Town and County Officers Training School and the Association of Towns of the State of New York, held from June 5th to the 7th of 2023 at Ithaca College in Ithaca, New York. It is further resolved that $680 for conference fees, lodging, and meals be charged to the highway superintendent account as stated here, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager and a copy be placed in the highway superintendent personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution does carry, thank you. Resolution 120, seasonal hire for building and grounds, Jacob Pierce.
Whereas the supervisor has received a letter from Steve Waldron, superintendent of buildings and grounds, requesting to hire a seasonal worker, and whereas Jacob Pierce would be appointed to said position when all employment verification and eligibility provisions have been satisfied starting on Monday, June 5th of 2023. Now therefore be resolved that the supervisor is authorized to sign all necessary documents to hire the seasonal temporary help for the building and grounds department, and a certified copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, Cool Insurance, and the Clinton County Civil Service Department personnel for their final approval, and a copy be placed in Mr. Pierce's personnel file.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Second.
Costick, and just a point, I want to welcome Jacob back to the team.
Yes.
He is returning,
Yep.
and we look forward to having him back working with building and grounds. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Resolution does carry. Resolution 121, received draft zoning amendments, type seeker, action, notice public hearing, and refer plan to involve agencies.
Whereas the Town of Plattsburgh zoning ordinance provides that amendments to ordinances may be initiated by the town board upon its own motion or through the appointment of a committee for the purpose of amending said ordinance. And whereas a committee duly authorized by the town board comprised of one town councilor, one planning board member, one zoning board of appeals member, and town staff, herein referred to as the committee, was established in July of 22 to make recommendations for changes, additions, or modifications to the town zoning ordinance and map. And whereas after review and discussion of the committee's draft amendments, the town board desires to distribute the May 2023 draft amendments to the town zoning ordinance and map to the appropriate agencies in accordance with Article, looks like 13, Section 13.3 and 13.4 of the town zoning ordinance, and Section 264 and 265 of the New York Town Law as follows: 1, Town Planning Board and Zoning Board; 2, Clinton County Planning Board; 3, adjacent municipalities; and 4, Regional State Park Commission. And whereas New York State law and the town's zoning ordinance requires that a public hearing on proposed amendments be held to consider the advisability of amendment to the Town of Plattsburgh zoning ordinance, whereas Part 617 of the Environmental Conservation Law, Section 8-0113, SECRA herein provides for the review of any action to determine the effect of said action on the environment, along with any related administrative procedures for the implementation, authorization, or approval of said action. And whereas Part 617.12B-2 of SECRA provides that the adoption of changes in the allowable uses within any zoning districts affecting 25 or more acres mandates the proposed amendments to said zoning ordinance and said zone map amendment be defined as type 1 action, which requires specific acts by the town of Plattsburgh prior to the adoption or rejection of said proposed amendments. And whereas determination of the effect of said action on the environment will be necessary to determine whether a draft environmental impact statement is required. And whereas the town of Plattsburgh Town Board is identified as an involved agency in accordance with SECRA for the purpose of assessing the effect of this zoning ordinance amendment on the environment and whether or not said effect is significant enough to warrant the preparation of a draft environmental impact statement. And whereas a coordinated review will be conducted and the town of Plattsburgh Planning Board shall request to be designated lead agency, and whereas the town of Plattsburgh as a project sponsor is required to review and use the EAF to determine the significance of said proposed amendments. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board does hereby determine that the proposed zoning changes, map amendments, highway specifications, and stormwater specifications are a type 1 action, and a coordinated review under SECRA will be conducted, and be it further resolved that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board shall notify all involved or interested agencies of the proposed zoning ordinance and map amendments and request to be designated lead agency. And therefore, and be it further resolved that the town of Plattsburgh Town Board does hereby receive and place on file the draft May 2023 amended zoning ordinance map SECRA Part 1 long form EAF and supplemental analysis report. And it is further resolved that the town board shall hold a public hearing in relation to proposed amendment to the zoning ordinance at the town hall at 151 Banker Road in Plattsburgh, New York on June 1st of 2023 at 6:05 p.m. Eastern Daylight Savings Time, and be it further resolved that pursuant to the provisions of Article 13, Section 13.3 and 13.4 of the town zoning ordinance, the town clerk shall cause notice of the time and place of said public hearing to be published in the press from both get a paper of general circulation in the town of Plattsburgh at least once 10 days before June 1st, with such notice also being posted in the town hall and given to necessary adjoining municipalities and the Clinton County Planning Board, and such other agencies and parties as required by law. And be it further resolved that notice of said public hearing and a copy of the draft June 2023 amendments to the zoning ordinance shall also be posted on the town's website. Be it further resolved that the proposed zoning amendments, map amendments, and design specifications shall be entered into the meeting minutes as per New York Town Law, Section 265. And be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution and attachments be given to the town clerk, planning and zoning departments, the adjacent municipalities, and Clinton County Planning Board and other interested agencies.
Is there a motion?
So,
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Hebert, I just want to start off by thanking Councilor Hebert for serving on that PAC committee. So I know that there was a lot of work going to there, and again, this is just setting the public hearing. So, all right, is anything else? None. Can I get a roll call on this, please?
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Barbara Hebert?
Yes.
Charles Costick?
yes.
Michael Cashman?
Yes, resolution is carried. Thank you. We'll advance to resolution 122, change order number 5, contract number 4, electrical water supply improvements.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh Water and Wastewater Department went out to bid and awarded the water supply improvements contract number 4 electrical as part of an ongoing capital improvement plan. And whereas the process chemical pump controls and SCADA need further integration requiring wiring and programming, and whereas Triangle Electrical System Inc. has submitted a pricing adjustment in the amount of $7,054, now therefore be it resolved that the town board does hereby authorize the supervisor to execute said change order number 4, contract number 4, and be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the finance manager, water wastewater director, Bridge Engineering, and Triangle Electrical Systems Inc.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Second.
Wood, thank you. Is there any discussion? None. Can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood?
Yes.
Barbara Hebert?
Yes.
Charles Costick?
Yes.
Michael Cashman?
Yes, resolution does carry. Thank you. Resolution 123, 2023 Highway Road Striping Program.
Whereas the town of Plattsburgh and Clinton County participate in shared services to save costs and duplication of services. And whereas Highway Superintendent Greg Brunel has recently been in contact with the Clinton County Highway Department Superintendent Carl Weiss regarding the highway striping program for the town of Plattsburgh. And whereas the town of Plattsburgh has appropriated money in the 2023 highway budget for the 2023 road striping program. And whereas Mr. Brunel, Highway Superintendent, has submitted the 2023 highway road striping program in the amount of $17,390.88. Now therefore be resolved that the town board does hereby authorize the Highway Superintendent to spend the 2023 budgeted funds from the account as stated here to execute the aforementioned 2023 road striping program. It be further resolved that a copy of this resolution be given to the town of Plattsburgh Highway Superintendent and the Clinton County Highway Superintendent.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Wood, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert, any discussion?
I just want to thank Counselor Wood and Greg Brunel. There was an increase in the cost for the striping between 2022 and 2023. But again, the Highway Department uses great discretionary judgment in trying to figure out, so there wasn't that much of a difference in the calculation of the mile, but the price they go up between the center stripe and the edge stripes.
Anything further? Seeing none, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Resolution is carried. Thank you. Going back to the public hearing. Again, the meeting was called to order at 6 p.m. in the presiding officer of Town Hall on the Baker Road, and further by it was given that the town board of the town of Plattsburgh will meet and hold a public hearing hereon at the town hall located in the Baker Road in the town of Plattsburgh, Clinton County, New York, on Wednesday, May 17, 2023, at 6:05 p.m. prevailing time in relation to the reconstruction of New York Road, including pedestrian walkways, bike lanes, and associated stormwater improvements. We did call this public hearing open at 6:05. Tonight we were accepting written comments into the record as well as comments from the floor. Having not received any comments to the clerk's office or the supervisor's office, I will ask 3 more times. Is there anyone seeking to provide comments from the floor? Is there anyone seeking to provide comments from the floor? Is there anyone seeking to provide comments from the floor? Seeing none, I would accept the motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Hebert, is there a second?
Second.
Wood. Any discussion? Seeing none, can I get a roll call?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, the public hearing is officially closed at 6:17 p.m. I do know of a reason to have a brief executive session regarding ongoing legal litigation / arbitration with the city of Plattsburgh and the work history of one specific individual with no action to follow. Is there a motion to go into an executive session?
So moved.
Costick, is there a second?
Seconded.
Hebert. Can I get a roll call, please?
Thomas Wood,
Yes.
Barbara Hebert,
Yes.
Charles Costick,
Yes.
Michael Cashman.
Yes, we will enter executive session at 6:18 p.m. Again, no formal action to follow. It will be brief.